And weather forecast.
Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday to you. Well, we're to midweek, now heading toward the weekend, and our weather's been pretty nice this week, very spring-like out there. Well, we did deal with that morning fog again. We did have some areas of dense fog this morning, and we are going to see that the next couple of nights. That's the weather story. Watch for those foggy mornings, not only tomorrow morning, but again Friday morning. Not only that, but there could be a little bit of drizzle, and that's about the only rain we're going to see. Hardly any rain in the forecast, so mainly dry weather here all the way through the weekend and into early next week. Now that wind, the wind started picking up today. You may have noticed it. It's going to be very windy here, pretty much on and off for the next several days, all the way into early next week. So we've got some windy days in the forecast, but we're also in a warmer weather pattern, so a lot of mild days. For those of you that have been noticing around the area, you've noticed that from the big freeze, we've had very dry vegetation, and that means not enough flowers out there and blooms for the bees and the hummingbirds. And hummingbirds are going to need those hummingbird feeders put out. In fact, if you could do that, that would actually help them out a little bit so they can find some food. This viewer photo was taken by Dennis Burke, and he said this was last spring he took this shot. It wasn't recently, but he was noticing that this little fellow, this little hummingbird coming to his feeder, noticing the Texas star and coming for dinner. So hopefully we can get our hummingbird feeders out there. They should be arriving here in the coastal bend within the next couple of weeks and help them out, give them some food before we can get some more flowers starting to emerge. We talk about this a lot on my Facebook page. You've been focusing on plants, birds, fishing, and anything that you're doing outdoors. Why don't you send those photos to me and I'll show those to our viewers. And if you see any hummingbirds this season, please take that photo, send it in, and we'll share it. You can do that on our Facebook pages, either mine or KZTV, or just email it to me, sharon.ray@kztv10.com. Well, we started with a little fog this morning. This is the Rockport Marina, and notice as we got through past sunrise, the fog came in and then it burned off rather quickly, and it turned out to be a beautiful day today, just a little on the breezy side this afternoon, but you could see all that sunshine. You see those high thin clouds in the distance there, that milky white appearance? Those are going to give us a pretty sunset this evening. They tend to give us colorful sunsets. We'll look for that. Temperature right now 61 at Rockport, 65, and those high thin clouds passing through Corpus Christi right now with an easterly breeze, and 65 degrees, or 71 rather, at Kingsville, where we have some of those high clouds in the sky. Now the fog's going to return tonight, and it looks like the areas that may see it the thickest will be in our southwestern counties. You can see the visibility drops down to near a half a mile from Falfurrias to Kingsville up to Tilden tonight, and some light fog around Corpus Christi as well. Not only tonight, but tomorrow night we'll be dealing with that. It's not going to be as cool tonight. Look at those lows, about 10 degrees warmer than last night. In the upper 40s inland, low 50s in Corpus Christi, and then a pretty nice but windy day tomorrow. After a little morning fog, we'll end up partly cloudy, windy, and mild in the afternoon, with temperatures reaching into the lower 70s closer to the coast. But if you live inland, you might touch 80 tomorrow near Freer and George West, Beeville, 77 and 73 in Corpus Christi. And on the water, boaters, watch for a little more wind the next few days. It's going to pick up tomorrow to 15 knots, and that'll be cause the bays to be occasionally choppy. And that wind is certainly going to be increasing over the next few days, especially Sunday and early next week. We are going to be dealing with a lot of wind. Now, our next cold front comes in Friday, by the way. That's some cooler air that'll shift our winds to the north. And in the extended forecast, you can see the temperature goes from near 80 on Friday and back down to 68 Saturday. So it'll be a little cooler this weekend, but dry and very windy as we get into early next week. Greg?